Hello, my name is Sinaga. So in this video, I'm going to present my final assessment and data analysis about the method. So the aspects that I will explain in this presentation are research design, research participants, research instruments, ethical considerations, sequence data collection and analysis, and lastly the possible obstacles or. So here the first aspect, which is the research design. Firstly, my research question is to find the correlation between instrumental motivation and self-efficacy in second language learning. And the method that I will be used regarding on the study is quantitative method, in which you can reach such a wide number of participants, and obviously it is the survey, and the paradigm that applied in this method is positivism paradigm, where exploring social reality is based on the idea that one can best gain an understanding of human behavior through observation and reason. And then we move to the second aspect, which is research participants. So the target of my participants in regarding on the study is the participants will be the students of English language education in Indonesia, and the motive of the study seeks the instrumental motivation of students, which rely on the outcome of their effort in doing such activity. Secondly, regards the self-efficacy, which students or learners have such high beliefs in their capabilities that could affect students or learners. And lastly, the correlation between instrumental motivation and self-efficacy. And then we move to the third aspect, which is the research instrument. As mentioned previously, in collecting the data, the instrument will be used is the questionnaire or surveys, which is the quantitative method where the data can reach in reach many participants as possible, and the questionnaires will be adapted from Samat et al. In 2012 and the Raufi 2012. Then let's move to the next aspect. So this is the example of the questionnaire for the participants regarding on the instrumental motivation, self-efficacy, and the correlation between instrumental motivation and self-efficacy. Next, the ethical consideration. So, in conducting the research, there's ethical consideration that that should be considered. First, the permission of the participants in the consent form, and in the consent form, the participant could decide to participate or not, as well as the participants can retract the response. So, in the consent form, there will be explaining the purpose of the study, and then what's the term on and conditions in participating the in the questionnaire, and then also in the consent form, the also mention the confidentiality both of identity and the recorded data from the participants will be guaranteed secret, so which is represent the autonomy and anonymity in ethical consideration. And also the study also maximize the benefits of the research, which also represent the ethical consideration of ethics principle of beneficence. And the last is non-harming or non-maleficence, where inflicting the least harm possible to reach beneficial outcome. So in conducting the study, there will be no harm that included in the participation of the study. So let's move on to the next aspect, which is the sequence of data collection and analysis. So first, asking permission to 210 or so. This is the possible numbers students of English language education in the concerned form, which I explained previously. And then after the students or the participants agreed to participate, I will distributing the questionnaires on motivation, self-efficacy, and the correlation between those two, and the correlation between those two terms. And as I mentioned previously, that the questionnaire adapted from Samad and Raufi, and then recording the quantitative data on SPS S25. Then I will analyzing the data result that I got from the participants. And lastly, the data will answer the research question 1, 2, and 3. And then we move to the next aspect, which is the possible obstacles or challenges and the corresponding possible solution. So in the firstly, we have the adaptation of the questionnaire on the study of correlation, instrumental motivation, and self-efficacy. So the challenges here that the correlation between the questionnaire about the correlation between instrumental motivation and self-efficacy is happen to be quite rare, because most of the study is about the correlation between motivation in general and the self-efficacy. So I come up with the solution to adapt some of the questionnaire from some researchers to suitable for my research questions. And then the participant, another challenges that I possibly face is the participants would retract the responses of the participant. So as I mentioned before, that the participants could retract their participation or their responses. So for these challenges, for these challenges, I come up with the solution that I will distribute the the questionnaire to more participants who are willing to participate in my study. And then lastly, time in data collection. Since the participant would retract and the responses and their participations, it uh, it could affect the time in collecting the data. So I come up with the solution that will uh, I will gather the data as many as possible uh, to reach the certain number of participations in my study. So that's all about my presentation on the method. So thank you.